How do we tackle extreme weather conditions, such as rapidly rising temperatures, or safeguard our oceans and the life that lives in them from deadly toxins? How will we cope with the continuous depletion of our natural resources, like our rainforests? Some of the most important issues we face today are known as large-scale collective action problems. At the Centre for Collective Action Research, we're working to understand how and why people come together to solve these large-scale problems. An interdisciplinary research centre at the University of Gothenburg, our centre is made up of experts from across different departments and different fields, including social science, natural science, and the arts. But what exactly is collective action? Or put another way, why do some people cooperate in some situations, but not in others? Let's begin with collective action on a smaller scale. Imagine a communal kitchen in an office. Everyone likes a tidy kitchen when cooking and eating, but cleaning can be boring and time-consuming. If everyone in the office helps out, the kitchen remains nice and clean. However, some individuals may choose not to participate in the cleaning, as they can benefit from everyone else's hard work. As more and more colleagues abandon their responsibilities, the kitchen soon becomes dirty and unusable. Another example, a fisherman and a pond. The fishermen make their living by catching and selling fish. If all the fishermen only take a limited amount of fish every day, everyone has enough fish to sell, and the pond remains fully stocked for the future. However, if one fisherman decides to catch more fish, others may also decide to increase their catch. Now everyone is catching and selling more fish. Soon the pond has run out of fish, and the fishermen have nothing to sell. Though everyone would have been better off in the long run catching a limited amount of fish every day, the desire to improve their individual gain was too strong. This dilemma can also be applied to larger settings. For example, people often drive to work to save time on their morning commute. More cars on the road can lead to traffic jams, annoying delays, and increased air pollution. But what if everyone decided to travel by public transport instead? Well, for starters, we'd have fewer vehicles on the road, nicer air to breathe, and less global warming and climate change. People would get to work a lot faster too. Problems that involve a large number of anonymous actors and result in big external impacts affecting many people are often characterized as large-scale collective action problems. From small-scale situations, we know that factors such as reputation and reciprocation affect our willingness to cooperate with others. This means that most people are likely to cooperate if they get assurances that others will cooperate too. And if people have a past history of cooperating, then that improves the chances of cooperation in the future. Having information on the people we share our communities with makes us more likely to find situations where we can agree to cooperate. Understanding the behaviour of others is therefore key to understanding collective action problems. This is, however, harder for the large-scale setting. There are at least 4 different characteristics of large-scale problems which undermine the potential for cooperation and coordination. 1. The number of actors. In a small-scale problem, the number of actors is small, and they are often able to communicate directly with each other face-to-face. Large-scale problems, however, involve more people who are not able to communicate and reciprocate others' actions because they do not know each other. Furthermore, in a small-scale setting, the actor represents herself. In a large-scale setting, individuals may not be actors themselves, but rather might act through multiple layers of representatives. For example, their local community leaders or their regional or national governments. 2. The spatial distance. Unsurprisingly, many large-scale problems spread out over large geographical territories. Sometimes this is due to activities that take place across the globe, like CO2 emissions produced throughout the world that result in climate change. People can have a hard time monitoring or knowing what people on the other side of the planet are doing. This also makes a single actor's contribution to the problem so extremely small. 3. The temporal distance. We are suffering from climate change, antimicrobial resistance, and exploitation of natural resources right now, but we may only see the real consequences of many of today's large-scale challenges in the distant future. This makes direct reciprocity much harder. 4. Complexity. Keeping the common kitchen area at your workspace clean can be annoying, but it's not that complicated. In large-scale problems, the degree of complexity increases. For example, global ecosystems are very complex, and we don't know exactly where certain tipping points are. Despite the many challenges that exist in overcoming our collective action problems, there are many examples of cooperation and coordination on a large scale. From climate accords to urban planning, recycling initiatives to healthcare provision, we have shown we are capable of combating our large-scale problems. However, our biggest challenges are still ahead. By conducting research into the design and implementation of various collective action interventions and policies, we hope that our work at CCAR will help shed some light onto some of the ways in which our communities come together to solve our global problems. As scientist Ken Caldeira once said, people have to sacrifice a little bit of their short-term self-interest to help the world be a better place for the long term. And how you get people to do that, I think, is the most important research that can be done. For more information on CCAR and our research, please visit ccar.gu.se.